Hey, what's up, guys? Marco Flores here with Nerd in the Bay. And I just want to apologize to you guys because there's going to be some feedback that you're going to be hearing while I'm conducting the interview with Milios. So I just want to apologize for that. I hope to improve on the next episode. So once again, I apologize, but I hope you guys enjoy.
And welcome everybody to episode number 4 of the Open Bar for Content Creators podcast. I am your host Marco Flores with Nerd in the Bay. This is actually take 2 of this interview because we did this like a month and a half ago, and everything was going all okay. We had great conversation with this guest that I'm having today, and when I come to edit it, it finds out that my audio did not record, and you just hear the guest. So I'm like, trying to get back into podcast recording. Like, I forget stuff and steps. So, yeah, that was a frustrating thing. But, like, we're reconvening now. So, my guest with me, it was actually the first interview of me coming back. But we have him today. We have Milios of YouTube fame, God of Tower reaction guy. Milios, how you doing today?
I'm well. How about yourself, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, man. Trying to stay cool in this weather that we were just talking about earlier.
Yeah, man, it's getting kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, right. Oh man, so like, yeah. So like I mentioned, this is take 2 of the interview. Like I said, my audio didn't record, so I'm like, so we reconvened, rescheduled. Took some time, just to like let it open and make the conversation fresh again. So. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. If you're watching on the video and you're seeing some content and videos from Milios, if you guys are interested in his channel, he does Tower of God reactions. He does like anime manga reactions. You also do you were doing gameplay videos as well.
Yes.
Are you planning?
That is actually coming back.
Oh, nice, cool.
Starting with Titanfall 2.
Oh, okay.
That this weekend.
Awesome.
It was fun as hell, and for some strange reason, I almost cried.
Okay.
I don't even know how I almost cried over a robot dying.
Yo.
Respawn, you get my props for that one.
Yeah.
God dang.
Dude, Titanfall is very underrated, and it kind of missed everybody's radar at first. And now everybody's swelling up with the hype of like, yeah, man, when are we getting 3? But everybody's,
Apex.
Everybody's on Apex, yeah. But Titanfall 3, yeah, we do definitely need a Titanfall 3. I still have yet to jump on the Titanfall bandwagon, but like I always hear things about it, so like it has to be good. I'm hearing it from my friends, so like I trust my friends' opinions and stuff. So he's doing gameplay stuff. You started off with gameplay stuff. You did some skits. We'll talk about all of that stuff. But first, let's talk about how you started. What made you start making content? What was the origins? Like, who inspired you? Let's start with that. Like, when did you start, and what made you start making content?
The reason why I started making content primarily is because I wanted a place for me to be able to express myself a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I just wanted the place to kind of be goofy, like a place of my own where I could be me outside of work.
Yes, sir.
Now, the people who inspired me, that came over time.
Right.
I would say the first one would be King of Lightning.
Okay.
Then after King of Lightning, it would be Mythy Moo as well as Afro Senju.
Okay.
Those would probably be the main 3.
Okay.
That I would think.
Got it. Okay.
And,
so who are these guys that you're mentioning about? Who are they?
All right. So King of Lightning is pretty much like. I would say when I found him like through the One Piece community.
Okay.
That was because he was primarily doing like One Piece theory discussions. He was kind of like deep into like the One Piece side.
Mm-hmm.
I think the reason why I stuck around him was because of how he was clowning Fairy Tail.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I clown Fairy Tail whenever any of my friends brought it up to me. And I was like, hey, yo, why y'all watching that? Like, they ain't doing nothing but just, my friends, we winning.
They're not even on C. They're just, they're not even doing much.
Yeah, so, I think that's when he got me to stick around.
That's how you bonded with One Piece, and okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
And then Yeah, and then like I stayed around for like both of that. They stopped doing that, and then I just stayed around for the One Piece stuff.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, pretty much that. Mithy Move.
Mm.
I was watching like this was like I believe 2 years ago, either a year or 2 years ago. I don't remember when he was doing it, but he was basically doing like basically a playthrough series of Dark Souls, and he was
Okay.
doing quick cuts
Hmm.
for it. And I know that when I was looking at the quick cuts that he was doing for the Soul series, I was like, I could do something like that.
Okay.
In Kingdom of Lightning, the thing that he was doing, I like talking about like the different mangas and that I was reading at the time, but
Mm.
I wasn't going. I thought at first to do it, but I didn't do it. I got lazy. I kept
Okay.
doing I could do it this year, and then I kept putting it off.
Okay.
And I was watching him back during 2013,
Wow.
since 2013. So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, and then Afro Senju, I started watching him. I believe it was last year, and I noticed that things. No, it was either last year or earlier this year. Whenever Sekiro came out, that's when I started watching him.
Mm. Okay.
And I noticed what he was doing and like how he was basically making everything a big spectacle.
Yeah.
And like I was like, I could do something like that too. And so that's that's pretty much what triggered it. Like
That's
he was the
okay.
last person that triggered me actually doing
Yeah.
something.
Okay.
And then I finally just said, I'm just gonna stop procrastinating.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
pretty
that's all
much-
you got to do is just do it. Like even if you don't have the equipment or whatever, just start somewhere. Yeah. So each of these creators, you pick something apart from that. Like, okay, I can do myself can do something with that in this particular thing about or moment or whatever.
Yeah.
And so like when you have these ideas, like I mean, I think when we last talked, you were mentioning like you just had all these ideas that you just wanted to, you just like either vision board or you just had it in the back of your mind, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that was almost the beginnings of that, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like originally I had like or not originally. Through watching them, I had ideas of my own that I would like to do.
Ah, okay.
Watching them, it gave me basically, I guess, a better structure of how I could do them.
Yeah. Okay.
And then eventually, next thing led to next thing. You know, stop procrastinating.
Yeah.
You start doing it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's pretty much how that all went.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. What was the very first video that you did? You remember?
The very first, well, it depends.
Oh.
'Cause
Okay.
Are we talking about when I was on? Because originally I started out on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Like
That's right.
that's like the big thing. Like I started out on Twitch and like I originally I had like a little small community. I think it was like 20 of us, like every stream. During like the Monster Hunter streams that I would do for like Monster Hunter Double Cross, and so it started out like that, and then like we'd just make like little tiny quick cuts and all that. Because the first, if we going by that, the first video I actually made was basically the Omae wa mo Shindai Nani one, where
Okay.
basically we was me and my buddy Puzzling, we was playing Monster Hunter Double Cross,
Okay.
and we was going against this monster called the Nakakuros. And then I was inside its mouth with the long sword just going at it. Like,
Yeah.
but just going at it. And
Slicing the
then,
internals. Yeah.
yeah, it said no.
No, you may not.
It said cut that out. And it charged up this beam. And then the next thing I know, I just seen
Like,
the blinding lights, and I was like, God, is that you? And I'm
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That was
Oh,
it for that.
jeez.
Then we
Okay.
decided, I had an idea to just do like this thing like Omae wa mo Shindai.
Yeah, right.
Freeze the screen right there, and then pan it down to my character, Nani.
Yeah.
Kills him.
Oh,
And so
jeez.
that was actually the first, I think, video I edited. It took me a minute.
Yeah. How long did it take?
Well, I could be misremembering things.
Okay.
Because I think that one took me a minute. Like, it took me like 2 hours to just edit like a 17-minute clip.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I mean, not 17-minute, a 17-second.
Second. Oh man, yeah.
17 minute,
I-
17-second.
Yeah, that average sounds about right. Like when you want to just get like the right cuts and moments and sounds and like you're going back and forth. Yeah, I totally understand that and get that, man. Dude, jeez. When was that? When was that Twitch video, or like when were you streaming in that time?
I think it was like 2017,
2017. Okay. Okay.
2017, 20.
Okay. Okay.
Whenever Monster Hunter Double Cross came out, I'm gonna say 2017.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
Okay.
20.
All right. Gotcha. All right. And then like when did you start the YouTube end?
I started on the YouTube, and I think it was because I had posted that video first,
Right. Okay.
and then I had posted another one that was basically about the day Doomfist caught his first fade, which was basically narration for the action that was going on.
Oh, okay.
That was like a 37 clip. It's a 37-minute clip. Not 37 minute, 37-second clip that was heavily edited too. And that took me like a long time to do as well.
I feel the
And
pain.
so-
I feel the pain right now, man. Just hearing that.
Because when you got a vision, you
Yeah.
want to like make sure you get it right.
It's like-
but you don't know what you're doing
Yeah.
inside the software, so it's just taking you forever to do something.
At the same time, you're
So-
learning how to edit. Like I never thought I would know how to edit. It just because I want this thing to come out right and all that. I'm doing it myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
And so that took a minute, and then it was like the Reaper one that I did, as well as the second Doomfist one that I did, and then after a while, after I was doing like those quick clips and a few other things. I started to, and then I branched over to like YouTube. I would say 2019.
Okay.
It was stream highlights that I was using to edit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or stream highlights that I was using to edit. But I decided to start doing a little bit more. I started editing like the fights between me and my buddy, puzzling when we was playing Smash Ultimate against each other.
Okay.
I started to do edits for like it was something else.
Nice.
I started to do edits for Brawlhalla.
Okay.
And then I started to do edits for Code Vein. Actually, I was planning on doing like a playthrough series for Code Vein. That didn't go the way that I wanted it.
Well, why is that?
But,
Why was that?
It was more so because of my feelings towards the game.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
they were kind of negative.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah.
Yeah,
let's not do this.
I can't.
But
I can't play a game. Yeah.
I beat the game. But
Okay.
That I wonder. I beat the game.
Okay.
It was just there's a 24-hour stream that is out there of me playing the game.
Really?
You'll see what I mean.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You'll see what I mean.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, that was pretty much it.
Okay.
And then I started going, all right, let me start incorporating other things into it.
Yeah.
Like talking about how do I put it? Talking about the things that I find interesting.
Right,
So
right.
I would be either talking about movies, how certain animes could be turned into games, or which genre, or the animes that I'm watching, or like manga that I'm reading, and basically chopped overviews,
Right.
like Black Clover, and what I think about that.
Yeah.
While at the same time doing gameplay videos, I did like 2 or 3 movie reviews. One for the Joker, which was a skit. One for
Oh right, I remember that
one
one.
for DBS Super.
Okay.
But I never put it on the page.
Oh.
I never put it on the page that I have now.
Oh,
And I
okay.
also did one for Knives Out, which is a good movie. Go see it.
Okay.
Or watch it, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was dabbling in a bunch of things at that point.
Okay.
And then the event happened when I was talking about solo leveling, because someone on the panel
The
got me
event
into solo leveling.
I like how you worded that.
Yeah, and then that is literally when I started. That's not when I started to blow up, but that's when things started to go in the direction of
Notice me senpai happened.
or blowing up in terms of a small
Yeah.
small YouTube.
Gotcha. All right. So you were dabbling all these things, just seeing like what's hitting, what's missing, and yeah, you leveling up was the thing that I noticed because I seen you start. I mean, on the YouTube end, I seen you start early on. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I like. I mean, it was my vibe anyway. I was like, yeah, I gotta follow this guy, see what he's up to, and see what he's doing, and like, and I enjoy the content. So like, that's a big plus, right? So, yeah, but yeah, then when you started doing solo leveling, it's like, oh wow, you are blowing up because like in this game, like you can network with each other and like think of ideas or like do collabs like this. But like when you're doing that while focusing on your own content, you kind of like do your thing and then come back and see what's new. Like when I came back, it was kind of like a time skip because like then again I'm like, dang, I see you blow up. I'm like, oh heck yeah, that's amazing. And it was this exactly this solo leveling and your Tower of God reactions, and I see that you do that like mainly. I'm like, okay, you found something here, and like, how did you feel seeing that result of like this is the thing that's making me grow? Like how'd you feel about that?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
I was scared.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
Okay.
I wasn't expecting that. I was just, in all honesty, and I kind of said to everybody over that comes to like the Twitch a lot. I was saying to them like I did not expect this
Yeah.
at all, because in my mind I'm like, all right, cool. You're in the background of like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of other people,
Right, yeah.
who are on the platform, not probably, who are on the platform.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, if you subjugate it down, you got like probably a handful of dozen people that are doing it.
Yeah.
So doing solo leveling, like it wasn't like a big bump. It was more so like I was getting like a small community, which is always nice because then you got those people that you can have like rapport with.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can talk with them about things, bounce theories off of
Yeah.
each other, etc.
Ideas and such.
When
Yeah.
Tower God happened, that changed because one, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I was honest with them as well because the first video that I did on it, and it's in the comment section, someone asked me if I knew that the anime was coming out, and I didn't.
Okay.
So Tower of God was honestly like kind of luck.
Right place at the right
One of
time.
the main staples in the show.
Yeah.
You need luck to climb.
Yeah, yeah.
So luck was what happened right
Yeah.
there. Pretty much the way that to kind of explain everything that went on, I was doing solo leveling. I talked with my wife. My wife was telling me about Tower of God. She said, why don't you read it to see if you can understand it, because it don't make sense to me.
Right.
And so I was like, all right, cool. I'll give it a try.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So read, like, I think it was like the prologue in the first chapter. So the prologue in the first chapter, and I reacted to it, and then I gave, and the over analysis portion of it, that's a part of me, but it was also like more so me doing it in a way that kind of like,
Yeah.
because my wife was around and she wanted to know, so that was a way for me to basically like explain things to my wife.
Right, right.
And so as I did that, people came in, people looked at it, and it was like, oh, this is good. You're
Yeah.
picking up on things that I didn't pick up on.
Okay.
I was like, huh? I was like, okay, cool. And so then one day, boom, I got like 30, I think it was 25 subscribers. Wake up, go to sleep, wake up, look at that, notice that. I'm like, oh shit, look at all these
That
people.
number is doubling. It's
You know,
bubbling
25
up.
might just not seem- yeah, exactly. 25 might not seem a lot, like
Yeah.
seem like a lot to some people, but like when you're like in the hundreds, or like when you're at 100,
Yeah.
like you just hit 100.
Yeah.
When you get that,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
The next 2 days after that, it was at 225.
Wow. That's a
From
good
like
jump.
112.
Yeah, that's a good
And
jump.
So I was like, God damn, half of my people, half of the people sub to me are Tower of God.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, cool. Right now, my primary focus is solo leveling. Tower of God will be the primary focus after that. And that's because those were the only two series that I was focused on. And then people started to recommend stuff, or
Yeah.
request stuff, and I started to do that, which started to build like this community. like a bigger community where people basically, because people felt, I guess, like I was approachable because I was always in my comment section talking with them about
Yeah.
games, etc.
Yeah.
And so they they wanted me to do other things. I started to do other things, but I will say majority of the people that are sub to me, and I know this, even without looking at analytics, I could just tell just given what is the majority on my page, and that's they are probably people who love Tower of God content,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's
Okay.
interesting.
Okay. Cool, man. Yeah. So yeah, that's the main thing that blew you up, and like
Yeah.
you're still going, and people are enjoying it. So like, it's like you have to milk it till it falls. There's no more milk, basically. And or like you feel tired, but like you get to do these different things too, and then but still do the main thing that's growing you. So yeah, for sure, for sure. So while you're having your focus on like leveling up in a solo level and Tower of Gods, like do you think about going back to those old ideas that you had before, like of like the skits or the gaming and stuff like that? You had those
Yes.
urges to want to go back to that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that's I've had those urges. I think like I would say 3 months ago because you
Yeah.
of course not everybody here or everybody watching because of course
Yeah.
but but on Twitter that
Yeah.
I pretty much have been like voicing like what I want to do and like I
Yeah.
got my ideas.
Yeah.
The issue with me is working full time and then doing the YouTube thing and then streaming whenever I'm not working. It makes
Right.
it difficult for me to like go
Prioritize and
yeah,
and make
prioritize
time.
time so that I can essentially get the things done that I really, really, really want to do.
yeah. Yeah.
And so it just makes it difficult. And so right now it's primarily like reactions that are constantly being shown on the channel, where there are a ton of other things that I would like to do outside of just reactions.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it happens, and so I'm starting to just do what I can, and then on top of that, outside of doing what I can, when it comes to going back to basically gameplay playthroughs and then heavily editing those the way that I used to, I've kind of found a process.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at it more so as beat the game first. That way I don't have to worry about having footage for getting the next one out.
Yeah.
And after I beat the game, then I can start editing it over time and then get one out, get one out, get one out.
Yeah.
Just take it step by step.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's totally. I kind of do that with my Let's Plays. Is like of course, like as a Let's Player, not mainly, but like if you're doing Let's Plays in a game, you want to get a good record session in, like 2-3 hours, 4 hours, however long you can get it, and then then start making your cuts and what to upload, like where the quiet moments, and where the slow down moments, and cut those, and try to make it as seamless as possible, trying to make it as entertaining as possible, and you're thinking about all these things. But yeah, good batch of recording does help, rather than like, okay, let me get up to here and stop and either put it out and then not have anything else for like the next day or like the day after, if you're doing like every other type of content. You want to get like a good batch in, and that's good. For sure.
Yeah.
So let's see. So when you're doing this content, and now you're having these urges of wanting to go back to doing the gameplay stuff, like, are you? What is the main thing that you want to get back to when it comes to doing from the older content? What is the main thing you want to get back to like kind of switch up your content, or like alternate with your reactions to the manga that you're doing? Like, what's the priority content that you want to do as of right now?
Priority?
Yeah.
I'd say it's three main things.
Okay.
One is basically discussion pieces. The other are basically the other two are essentially like, one is one that I haven't started yet, which is basically my backlog adventure series that I've had in my mind
Okay.
Since I started YouTube.
Right. Okay. And what is that?
It's essentially, I have a very vast video game collection.
Yeah, we all do.
It's not my fault.
Yeah.
GameStop shouldn't have never had
Yeah.
GameStop shouldn't have never been swindling people into selling these games.
Yeah. That's why we have it.
Pretty much, I have like a game collection of like over 1,000 games. Just between like the Wii generation up to current gen, and that's not including my PC. PC where I probably add on like another 700 games.
Yeah.
I want to basically go through. Like start going through like the games that I would deem to be like something that I can make entertaining, like kind of like the things that I like to watch, like spectacles that highlight like my personality.
Yeah.
So things that can pretty much do that, turn it into something where I'm actually doing something productive, which is me clearing my video game backlog, and I can justify the amount of money that I spent. So that's pretty much it. So
Okay.
Pretty much just discussion pieces, the backlog series that I had, and I really want to start doing skits again.
Yeah. Oh man.
I really do.
Yeah, I enjoyed those skits that you were doing early on, man. So like, I'm really hoping to see more of that. But like, I'm on the minority end of that, where everybody wants to watch your manga reactions. But I would love to see you do your skits once again. Just there was a creative mind there, and like I dug it. Like I found it entertaining. It was funny and all that stuff. So like I dug it. So yeah, hope you come back to that sometime soon. I mean, well, actually. With everything that's going on, like when you're able to, like I hope that's the one thing that you'll bring it back when you're able to go outside again, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. No. I. Me too, man. Me too. Like like me and you are working full time, and like that's the only way we go out. But like, man, dude, I want to like enjoy outside and go somewhere and like either go to the beach or something without having to worry about getting sick, that sort of thing. Like.
Go outside and without having to worry about if somebody coughing.
Yeah, exactly. We're like, go outside and not have to worry about wearing a mask, but like we need to right now because everybody's acting a fool right now. Shoot. But I was chuckling because you having that series idea. Like I literally had that series idea myself because my backlog of games, and I'm just counting like PS3 games that I have yet to even touch. I'm gathering a collection of PS4 games that I'm trying to see like what is quote unquote let's playable, because there are games that they could be fun for you, but like more on a personal time, and it's not as entertaining to showcase on like a let's play, like series or whatever, like something like that. My PS2 games that I wanted to go back to, my laptop with all the, take as you will, like whatever emulators or stuff that I want to check out. There's other games that I want to check out that didn't even come to the States, right? And all I heard was like nothing but good things, and we were hoping that it would come here, but it didn't. I want to check out those as well. So like me and you have a vast library of games that we want to showcase, and it's up to us to pick like, okay, what's gonna go up first or what's gonna be on deck, that sort of thing. But yeah, that's kind of the struggle of the quote unquote let's player, just is picking out the game and trying to see to make sure is this let's playable, can I make it entertaining throughout a quote unquote maybe a 20-minute video or 30-minute video, or is it just a big heavy edit of all the funny moments, so that's what you got to consider if you're trying to do those let's plays, because people think let's plays is just you just play the game and you record it and then you just upload it. No, you have to do your cuts. You gotta cut out the quiet stuff. You gotta cut out the boring stuff if people are not wanting to see you talk to every single NPC twice, because they might have different dialogue, or get all these stars because you want to get that one item, but you're losing a lot. Maybe nobody wants to see that. They just want to see you kick some ass and then move on to the next thing. you know. So like there's a lot of things you got to consider when it comes to like let's plays. You know, Milios is well aware of that as he's going through, you know, whatever let's plays that you're going through. So let's see. So now, when it came to you continuing to make your content, like what is the routine of you know, what is the process and routine of you just making your content? Like what do you think of, like, okay, what video am I putting out first? Like what do I do, and that sort of thing. Like what's your process when it comes to just making your stuff?
I know this is probably like my ongoing thing that I'm saying. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have a process.
Okay. Throwing a dart to the wall like, and just go.
Yeah. Originally, my process, when I did have a process, when like I was focused on like a few things, like gaming, solo leveling, and like and skits, like it was easy. Because, you know, I would think, all right, I'm really feeling God Eater right now, so let's do something on God.
Okay.
I'm really, all right, since everybody talking about their game of the decade, let me talk about mine. And then, you know, I would do that. So there was a process kind of in that way, but now it's like, all right, let me see what they saying in the comment section real quick. I see somebody saying, "Hey, yo, what are you doing?" I'll be like, "All right, cool.
All right, let me get. I'll get it. I got you.
Yeah. I'll get Weak Hero for you. You go on this day." And then somebody else would be like, "All right, what you doing? Where's Tower God?"
Yeah.
I got you. It's coming this day. Or I'll have to say. Or if somebody say something like, "This is the priority,"
yeah.
Like, no, that's not the priority. I don't have one. So normally my process is kind of just like, actually, in all honesty, the comment section dictated.
Okay. I was wondering if that's what it is. Okay,
yeah,
got it.
Really thinking about it, the comment section dictates. So whatever they say, and like, you know, because I think everybody has like that sense of just, you know, yo, just stop yelling at me. I got you to stop yelling at me. I got you. Like type of thing going on with them. So I have that a little bit too.
You got it. I got it.
And so when I hear it enough, it's just going to be like, all right, here you go. Here you go.
You got that diner setting. You got that diner setting where like, yo, you know, you make your order, like, and then you know, they say it and like, okay, let me go do it. And then a bunch of orders come in. It's like, okay, wait. I got to finish this one first.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Exactly. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah, the process for me, it's like, okay, well, like which video did I put out last? Because I'm kind of doing like an alternate thing. And now I'm adding a bunch of more like Let's Plays just so we can add the different flavors to it now. But like I have like a bunch of Let's Plays that I have to get to now. That's the other side of it. It's like a double-bladed sword. So I need to record some Fist of the North Star because like the latest one is like the last part of recording that I've did. So like, okay, I got to do a session on that. And I introduced like old retro arcade games because I want to play them and like see if I can beat them or whatever it is. So I added that, and then I added I think I added a Steam. Oh, I'm adding a Steam game in the near future. But like I'm starting to feel the overwhelmness. I'm like, okay, let me relax with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Fist of the North Star, and Dead or Alive 6 because I'm doing story mode, and that's what it is. Like I wanted to play a fighting game. I was like, because like, you know, fighting game player, man. Like I need to just beat someone's ass, even if it's just a computer, and that was fulfilling me. But yet, you know, if you're playing your old fighting games, like they are super duper hard. I'm like, okay, forget it. Like I'm getting my ass beat here too. So like, yeah, it was a whole thing. But yeah. So like, when you're talking about processes and stuff like that, like, yeah, like we all have a different type of process. It's all different for all of us in terms of creators and such. I mean, kind of not to go, I guess kind of to go off topic because we are into fighting games in its whole sense, and not to make it on a sour note, but like have you been reading up on like just allegations of like one, Smash community, and two, like basically the fighting game community in itself? Like, have you been reading the allegations that's been going on, like for these past like? I have not. You have not? Oh.
In all honesty, I remember seeing like not to bring up like another person's name, like by accident, but I've noticed like a video by a person named I was planning on watching it because I watched like a lot of his content.
Okay.
And so I stopped myself.
Yeah.
Because I had something else to do.
Okay.
I remember seeing in the title that it was pretty much talking about the allegations that was going on in the Smash. I can't remember the exact title of the video.
Yeah, fighting game community and the Smash community is taking a big hit right now because, like, yeah, some of these quote-unquote top players are acting the fool, you know, behind closed doors.
Suspect.
They're being suspect, and it goes all the way up to Evo itself with Mr. Wizard. So, like, it's bad. It's bad right now being in the fighting game community because, like, they canceled Evo already because the association with Mr. Wizard. But they already announced that they're firing him, and they're basically now in their rebuild phase. But yeah, it's bad out there. All these people are just out, sharing their experiences with top players, doing some not so great things, and it looks bad for the community, two, like, these people are experiencing these things, and like nobody should be experiencing some sort of abuse of any kind when you're at these tournaments, because the tournaments are there just to, if you want to win, sure, but like to have a good time, get to know some friends and play the game that you guys all love, but it's becoming a whole nother thing with all these allegations, which is crazy. But yeah, I mean, they're out there. If you ever have a chance to like read them or watch whatever somebody's putting out, like it's all out there. It's been out there for this past like week with all these allegations. So like it's everybody's in a rebuilding phase, and then on top of everything that's going on outside, like it's not a great time. So yeah, I just wanted to ask because like I said, we were both fighting game players, and then like what was your community, by the way? What was your game that you were in the community in? Take your pick.
There's never just one game.
Yeah, I get it.
Pretty much for fighting games, just fighting games in particular, given the conversation that we're having, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 5, Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z Fighters for a little bit, then I quickly hopped out. But pretty much like I guess all the top games.
Yeah.
All the top fighting games.
Yeah.
Except Under Night and Birth.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like a lot of those games that you mentioned, there's some sort of like scandal, but like incident that happened between, someone in the community and a top player, and like it's unfortunate. So like we gotta be able to be better to police people to not acting stupid, no matter like what your stature is, and that's that's the same thing with in terms of content creating, because people apologizing or like because of past videos that they did, like whether they did like something that was like racially insensitive, that people basically cancel them. Like you got to be careful. You got to be careful yourself to be able to not do those sort of things. But at the same time, like people can just backtrack and see a video that you did, like and put it in the limelight, and you're basically done. So like you got to like all of us has to be careful with that sort of thing, especially with the climate of social injustices and all that stuff that's going on right now. So like just got to be careful, don't do anything stupid, that's all it is. That's really all it is don't do anything stupid, that can incriminate you, so yeah. So getting back on the topic of making content, like you saying okay, go ahead.
No, I was saying that I would think that would probably be more like people basically allowing the status or power that they perceive that they have go to their head.
For sure.
Because at the end of the day, they don't realize that you're just a guy. Like, sure, you're doing your thing at the highest level, etc., but you can still be touched.
Yeah. If
these allegations were to come out.
Yeah.
A lot of them are just finally starting to, experience it.
Yeah. People are getting in trouble, just just not being aware of what they're saying or doing, and it's coming out, and they're continuing to come out, and it's nuts, you know. Yeah, this would be a whole different topic too. But yeah, just wanted to like I was mentioning about the in terms of content creation, like you were saying about how you had no process. Like, what are beyond that? Was there any type of struggles that you were dealing with in terms of making content of whether the process is there or not, or like the stuff that you dealt with, like the hurdles that you dealt with in terms of making content? Like, what any sort of struggles that you were dealing with, or that you're dealing with now in terms of making it, or is just it's just not enough time to make everything that I want to make?
I would say I had throughout the because it's like a nuanced question, because I would have to think about it like in the totality of like my time being here, which isn't that long of a one. Like, I think I'm finally approaching like my first year. Like,
oh wow! I didn't realize that it was just your first year. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least for YouTube. So, if thinking about it, I would say that going from what I was starting as to basically what I am now, it was a surprise because I didn't perceive like myself doing something like this. Also, shout out to you, Jamel. I did it in the last time we had this discussion. I didn't do it here. My bad. Shout out to you, Jamel, for getting me in the solo level.
There you go.
But yeah, for the most part, I would say that the things that I've experienced, it was three primary things. The number one thing was always time, because I needed to find time in order for me to do the things that I needed to do. Working full time, and then developing, because I was making games as well.
Oh, okay.
Which I kind of put to the side. Also, outside of that, I would say that the other thing would be basically figuring out a way for me to get my idea done. And then the last thing would be basically the feedback that I would get from whatever I did.
Yeah.
Sometimes the feedback would be good. Sometimes the feedback would be, bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes the feedback would be critical, and like you could be like, all right, okay, I can see how I can learn from this.
Yeah.
And sometimes the feedback would just be like, nah, you ass, B. Don't even do this no
stop.
more.
Just
nah,
stop.
It ain't you. It would be like that. So,
Okay.
so it's like it was like a mixed bag, and like.
Yeah.
Originally, it really got to me, the bad feedback and all that. You see the bad more so than you see the good.
Yeah.
Even though there's more good, you see the bad.
Yeah, all you think about is the bad.
Good.
Yeah.
So yeah. So like the bad feedback would get to me, and then I got to a point, I think, where I just kind of started just piecing out on people if I didn't see it as constructive. And so the people who gave me constructive criticism, I would actually sit there and talk with them, try to figure out what I did wrong, and then try to see how I could fix it.
Yeah.
And then I would say I would say my main issue after going through like those type of discussions with people, and then reconciling with myself with, all right, the bad is going to be the bad, the constructive criticism, that's good, and you need to actually talk with those people.
Yeah.
And then the good is, is the good. Like, it's there to be motivation. So, I would say that after going through that, my main thing was time. Time alone.
Yeah.
It's just, I never have enough time.
Yeah.
I will always have, I think, the ability to be able to produce content, just not the ability to do everything that I want to do.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm learning.
Okay. Yeah. That's as crazy as it sounds. Time is the one thing that I think I would say, like, yeah, all creators are dealing with. Just, I mean, like during this time, like where we can't go out or anything, whether you're working or not. Like, I mean, if you're not working, then you have a little bit of time, but it's still not enough. If you have all these ideas, and if you are working, you have your windows of time that you either are able to make the content or like record, do do your edits and then upload and do all write all the information tags and all that stuff. You have your windows of time to do that, but like you don't have all the time to be able to do like maybe a portion of the stuff that you want to do. But even if you do, you still feel like you don't have enough time. So then like that's when like I when I was on a break, doing from making content, I was like watching and listening to like motivational speaking, and like Arnold Schwarzenegger was saying like people always complain that you never have enough time, but we only have like 24 hours in the day, and then he was like breaking it down like, oh, you just need to sleep like 6 hours or whatever, that sort of thing, and then breaking down like what do you do during the day, and it's like you have to sacrifice the time that you have of doing your daily activities, your daily routine stuff, and commit it to your craft or whatever you're trying to learn, or trying to produce, that sort of thing. And like it takes that sort of sacrifice if you feel strongly about the stuff that you're making, and if you don't, then it may show on the content that you put out in terms of the pace and like the output of the work that you do. It'll kind of show that in that way. So like you have to make that decision if you want to sacrifice the time of your daily routines. Do you want to sacrifice sleep? Do you want to sacrifice spending time with your loved ones? Do you want to sacrifice any of that stuff if you feel that strongly about making the content that you are, just so that you can have more time? And I mean, like, we all struggle with that, and we all have our routines and we all have our struggles. But like it was pretty impactful. Just hearing that, it was like, okay, well, it kind of makes you observe like, okay, like, am I able to sacrifice some time, or do I have just these windows of opportunity to make the most out of what you have and what you're dealing with? So yeah, I mean, totally get it. Like, we don't have enough time. Part of us wishes there's more time, in the day, but at the same time, like, we all wish we didn't have to work as much or harder, like less hours or whatever. But like, we can be sustained with like 4 hours a day, like 4 days in a week, or 3 days in a week. But like, we live in the real world, so you gotta make do with what we have, and you gotta make the decision to sacrifice that time if you feel strongly about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, totally understand, because like, I mean, I go through my phases of making content. Like, at one point I'll make let's plays, and another point I'll make like, okay, well, I feel like making mobile game videos, and I'll do that for a while, and then I'll go through my spectrum of whatever content that I cover, and like, and then I'll go back and go through that rotation again. So yeah, like, I totally understand you wanting to go back to skits and going back to gameplay, because you did the one thing that was making you grow for so long, just to switch it up, because but it's also awesome that you have your community there too, being as vocal as they can be, and you have that direct line to say like, hey, like, what's good, like what is working, what is not, and then you get that creative, you get that feedback, which is awesome. And like, how did you cultivate that community? You're just making your videos and then like starting to made a Discord, or like, how did that start?
I didn't.
You didn't? They made it? Okay.
I didn't. They I would say this. How do I put it? So originally, I did have a Discord.
Mm-hmm.
The Discord was originally full of people that were either playing Terraria a lot or Monster Hunter a lot.
Okay.
Both left because I stopped playing Terraria and I stopped playing Monster Hunter. Now, I know that the ones that are here now, I didn't ask them to join. They joined on their own volition,
right? And
they started to do things because they wanted to do them.
Okay, so, that's cool.
I didn't really credit for what they did. That's disingenuous, and that's an asshole thing to do.
Oh yeah.
So people who decided to check out the videos, who would leave comments, who would then talk and discuss things with me, and then I guess you could say, as Dr. Disrespect would say, they wanted to get involved. They got involved.
Okay.
And they started to do a bunch of different things. I have like an awesome homie now. Like, I feel that we on like buddy terms. His name is Crow, at least on YouTube. He basically was the person behind setting or configuring the Discord to what it is now. I also have like some brilliant moderators from Luck, Crow, Commander, Raja, Tohan, and a few others. If I forgot your name, my bad, yo. Like, this is me trying to say something on the fly.
For sure.
So pretty much I have all, like, it's all of them. It's not really me. Like, I just come there, I say some dumb stuff, I joke around with them, and then, you know, when I'm at work, you know, I'm out. I'm not in the loop. So it's pretty much those guys. Like, they handle most of the stuff. They are involved. Oh, my bad. The main one, the big guy, the homie, Kid Dread. Of course, my bad, my dude. Yeah, especially him, because he's been like majorly promoting everything for me.
That's cool.
And then I also have like some big help from like and I got to make sure that I remember to mention their names too, because they have been integral into, I guess, assisting with ingratiating me into the talk community. One's name, the first one is Moise Moses, or Moses Moise.
Okay.
He was the person who basically assisted with getting that additional 100. And then Dr. Bonehead, as well as Haku of the Tubes, those two shouted me out. And that is probably what led to like everything going into the thousands. So it's pretty much been like a mixture of the talk community ingratiating me, and then like, I guess the rest of the manhwa, manga anime community that's pretty much like welcoming me with open arms.
The mob, the manhwa mob.
Pretty much. So like, I would say it wasn't really me. It was just people who flocked.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
And they
Okay. Cool. As you were talking about, I got a question that popped up. Like, do you feel like you put like a lot of effort into like, you know, the promotion side, or do you feel like, you know, your community basically took that ball and just ran with it and does the promoting for you?
I ain't putting no effort in.
Oh man!
I put not a lick of effort.
Oh man!
So here you go.
Not to put on, not to put it on you on blast, but like I just wanted, I was curious.
No, you good, because like I had a feeling that was coming because of how I was talking, and so here's the thing, all right?
Oh man!
I promoted myself the first month, or the first and second month I was on YouTube, and then I realized how fruitless it was, and how like you had to be
yeah,
like you had to be super lucky.
Yeah.
And when I realized that, I was like, all right, why am I putting so much effort in this? Let me just put myself in a few communities.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me just meet some cool ass people. Let me enjoy myself.
Yeah.
And if I'm enjoying myself, nothing else will matter. If it happens, it happens. Don't, it don't.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm gonna have a nice, fun little hobby for me to do. So, because again, this is still a hobby for me. I don't want anybody to get that confused. It's still a hobby. I make $0 doing it. So, pretty much. Because I think that's how we really kind of like hit it off.
Yeah.
I think I sent you a message on Twitter first, and then you ingratiated me into like the community that was over on Facebook. Yeah. And so pretty much that's pretty much how I was operating. And then I would just sit there, chill with people. I would go look at other people's stuff. I'd chill. I pick up pointers. I say some things, etc.
Yeah.
So promotion on my part has pretty much, it was networking at first. And then after a while, I stopped networking after I met like a good ass group of people that I just thought that, all right, as long as I'm on YouTube, I'm gonna kick it with them.
Yeah.
And then the homie Jamil Brewster brought up solo leveling. And then after solo leveling,
Yeah.
I talked about it with my, I'm gushing over solo leveling vid. And then after that, EE, along with, I think it was 4 other people, because my rule is if 5 people ask me to do something, and it's within my bounds and my abilities, and it doesn't make me look like an idiot, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it.
That's the requirement.
So 5 people asked.
Yeah.
And then that's when solo leveling reactions came out, because I had said to him that I'm already on chapter 34. I would feel bad not starting from the beginning. It was like, nah, man, pump that, man. Go ahead and do it. And so,
What do you think?
And so that happened, and then, yeah.
Okay.
I would say it was luck. It was luck. It was basically me meeting the right people. The right people essentially coming to me, not me going to them. Them coming to me, and basically the community that was cultivated on the channel. And that's why I guess whenever a lot of people or anyone who ever heard me talk, when I say we, some people got it confused thinking that I was talking about me and my buddy Ricky. No, when I say we, I mean me and everybody that has ever stopped.
And the squad,
or
man.
that is there in
Yeah.
the community.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do this. They did this. I'd be a fool to take credit for this, Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't me.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, for anybody out there that's really getting into YouTube, I would say do what you love. Because you can promote something that you're doing over and over and over and over again.
Exactly.
But people, when they watching you, they can see it. They can
Yeah.
see it on your face. They can feel it from you. If you really, really like it or not, they can feel it from you. And if you're not digging it, they're going to tell you,
Yeah.
yo, you lying. You lying.
You lying,
What are
B.
you doing? You don't even like it. You lying. So
Take a break.
I would
Take a
say-
nap. Go back to it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Another day.
I would say take your time. Do what you want to do. If it's good enough or if you're lucky enough. Because you ain't going to be able to force it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
Yeah, man.
I would say, honestly, luck played the big part. Luck, I'm not talking about you either. I'm talking about luck, not you, luck.
Okay.
Because I know you're going to try to get punny.
Yeah.
But,
It's like, yo, where's my money?
But yeah, pretty much luck played a big part in all of this.
It's cool.
Me promoting or anything, because I tried to promote on Shari or whatever it was called, because my homie told me about it. And I tried it over there, and I was like, all right. I met a few people. One was like MKJ, and then he stopped doing YouTube. I kind of got sad a little bit because everybody that I was meeting stopped doing YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I was like, ah. So it was like, yeah, I would say luck just played a big part in all of this.
Okay.
A big part.
That's cool, man.
No
I mean,
promotion, just luck. Just luck.
hey, it works. It worked, man. And that's how I found you. And I don't remember how I even found you, because I must be following someone that found you, because I saw you there through that, because I, going through my feed, I'm like, okay, just checking out, retweeting whatever, promoting my stuff, and then you popped up probably through somebody else retweeting you, and then that's how I found you. And then yeah, that's how I connected with you. I was like, hey man, like what you're doing, man. I'm gonna hang out and see how's this adventure's gonna come out. And then like I said, I was doing my thing, just doing my content, and then I come back and then Milios is he blew up. I'm like, oh heck yeah, man, let's go. You found your thing, and that's awesome. And then it's it's I'm happy to see that, because we all have something, we're passionate about, and we all have something we're all passionate about, and it just takes like just like one video to show that, and then people can share that video and share it to the people they want who are really into it, and then it goes like that. So like that's awesome that you're having the growth that you're having, and I mean, here's to you hopefully getting monetized sometime soon. Like are you anywhere?
No, I'm monetized.
Oh, you monetized? Cool.
I kind of took ads off. I had put ads on the channel at
Okay.
first. I looked at it because some of the they met the goal for that one too.
Okay.
With asking me about that, which was basically if enough people asked me about Patreon, I think I had set it to like either 7 or 10, and then the amount of people asked me about it, I was like, oh, now I got to make this thing.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I stopped putting ads on like newer reaction videos.
Okay, because you already have the people on Patreon.
Well, no, I didn't make the Patreon.
Oh, okay.
I'm still thinking about it. Like I don't know if I want to do it or not.
Got it. Okay.
Enough people had asked, and this was what me and my homie Crow were talking about, because he was the one who gave me the idea. He was like, just stop putting ads on the video, open up a Patreon. I said, all right, I'll stop putting ads on first, and then after I stop putting ads on, if enough people ask me about Patreon, I'll make a Patreon.
Okay.
And then the goal was met, but I'm still dragging my feet on making a Patreon. But
okay.
Yeah.
So
that's like another thing that I'm kind of scared of.
Yeah, that makes sense, and like, yeah, that totally makes sense. Like, because I was thinking about like, should I make a Patreon? But I'm thinking like, what do I do with that? Like, do I have to make exclusive content that's beyond what I'm doing already? And like, it's kind of like a big puzzle, and like I'm trying to figure out how to like navigate that myself for me. And I'm like,
that's not even a big problem.
well, what is
at least for me?
Oh, what is the big problem?
Because I have ideas already planned out that
Okay.
I already wrote down before like they meant to go, just so that I can have it and I can try to get it up and running as soon as possible.
Okay.
The big problem I have with it is basically, again, it goes back to hearing people chatter, and I know I said I try not still human. It's basically background noise that would then pop up as you like, well, you have a Patreon, but you who asked? How you gonna have a Patreon?
But you
I'm not trying to I'm not trying to have like my hobby of then come into like something else that I'm getting shitted on.
Yeah.
Nah, man, come on, man. I'm stressed out enough.
Right.
You know, so it's like that. It's like that.
Okay.
I get it though. The coming up with different ideas.
Yeah. Now, would you consider going full time if the opportunity present itself, like full time content creation, or is that like, nah, let me stick to like my 9 to 5 and do this as a hobby because like that feels more comfortable, or would you go beyond that and just go full time? Would you do that?
My homie Commander asked me that same question. like I think it was like when I was kind of knee deep into like the series that I'm at now, and like he started to notice the growth. He asked me, "You gonna be able to do this full time?" At the time, and this is just to help put things in perspective. At the time, I said, "Nah, I'm gonna keep working. This is just gonna be a hobby. I'm not gonna get that big. Like, this is probably gonna be the plateauing point." I don't know. I think I hit a point where I'm thinking that if I take it serious and I actually try more, be a try hard. A little bit. I was thinking that it could be possible. It could be. But would I do it full time? I would have to be doing everything that I want to do in order for me to consider it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a catch-22, because in order for me to do everything that I want to do, I gotta have like that extra 10 hours in the day to work. But I need that extra 10 hours in the day so that I can be able to afford my cost of living. So it's like a catch-22. So the way I'm looking at it right now, in a hypothetical scenario, yes,
Mhm.
I would love to do this full time and to be able to afford just my current cost of living, which which I think isn't that much.
Mhm.
It's like about $1,600 a month.
Mhm.
So if I could do this full time at my current cost of living, I would do it. Question: would it be possible?
That's a whole different question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At my current rate, at how I'm moving, how I'm flowing, and pretty much what I'm doing right now,
Yeah.
I don't think it would be. But if it were to ever happen, again, I didn't think I would get this far.
Mhm.
So if it were to ever happen, yes, I
Yeah.
would like to do it full time.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good to know. Um, yeah, like I dabble with this question here and there, and like in a realistic sense, like where I live and like cost of living, I'm like, man, no, I can't really do it. But
Yeah.
if all the cards were lined up, if all the stars are lined up, and you know growing as fast as I can grow, and the views and watch time comes in and all that stuff, and everybody's watching everything, and having an engaging community and all that stuff, I start to think like maybe but it has to be like stars has to be lined up, you know. Like I'm enjoying where the growth that I'm doing right now, and getting the output that I'm getting right now. But it won't be realistically it won't be sustainable to be able to like quit my career basically, and do this full time, because there's things I need to upgrade, and stuff like that. But at the same time, the output needs to be there as well, just to show that it is possible. Like I mean, otherwise I would go on blind faith, and I'm not there yet. But yeah, like it's that's a little bit of a question to consider, when about trying to go full time, and that's a scary thought. It is a scary thought, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so as we started winding down, like what types of goals that you are seeing that you would like to hit before, like, you would say call it quits on making content?
I'll call it quits on making content.
Yeah, I mean, like what kind of goals do you, or at least maybe like goals, like big goals or whatever, that you want to hit while you're making the content, right? Not rather than not like calling it quits, but like what would you like to achieve in terms of when it comes to making content?
In the in-game scenario,
Sure.
um, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really thought that far. I guess the best way to put it is in-game scenario. If I were to call it quits,
Hmm.
I would at least like to walk away knowing that the people that or as I like to call it, that have been cultivated within the
Hmm.
community
Hmm.
that surrounds me. I would like for them to present them with like something that I would hope that they found entertaining.
Okay.
Like be it me and my goofy actions, my over analysis that turns into another over analysis that's way out the goddamn field that's wrong. And I would just like for them to know that like all the different scenarios we created, the different memes, the not wingman type moments that we pretty much had.
Yeah.
Like I would like for them to know that like I did it all for them. Like I did it to just try to make sure I could do everything I possibly could to ensure that I enjoyed myself, but more importantly that they were enjoying it as I was going through it with them.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that would pretty much be it. I don't think I really have like any sort of like number type goals outside of like the ones that like friends and family give me. Like my wife, she said
Yeah.
get to 2,500 before the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
But
So
other than that-
wifey is giving you the number goals.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Like her and my buddy Tim, they both, because I said to them earlier this year before we hit like 1,000,
Mm-hmm.
I said I could see us hitting 500. 500 is a good number. No, it wasn't 500. No, that's not what I said. I could see us hitting 250.
200.
250 is
Yeah.
a good number for the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I'm saying 250 subs. They're like, nah, 600. I was like, what?
Big number. Reach it.
We get no. You're shooting for the moon. We need to
Be realistic about this.
shoot for something that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. That's why I said I can't really put anything to numbers because the numbers is on like whatever you're doing can pull in people, or if people are pulled in by you. So numbers, no. I would just want to have like more of an emotional impact on people.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Gotcha.
And
Well,
then-
that's good. That's good. Yeah. I definitely went for the numbers myself when I first started this because it's like I think for me a number kind of established that you made it in a sense, you know. So when I first started, I was like 1,000 because not many people get 1,000. You know, maybe in their lifetime, if they whether they are trying really hard or just not getting it or what. Like I was just like, okay, I want 1,000. That's my big goal was 1,000. And it took 5 years. Like, you know, the last 4 years, maybe 3.5 years was non-promoting. I would just like send a tweet out like, hey, I got a new video. That's it, and let it go. And then I would like, you know, organically grow like that. But like when I started networking and like, you know, meeting people like you and like learning into like the groups that are out there, that jumped, right? And I was like, oh, that's awesome, you know. And then when I got the number, I was like, awesome, yeah. Like it kind of established like, yeah, I'm. It's almost like, what's the one part in one? I'm sorry. Like, it's almost like the part in One Piece where they went over the hill, they went over the mountain, and went to what's the mountain? Was it called? With the whale that was butting into the mountain constantly.
I know you're talking the Grand Line.
Grand Line.
Oh,
Grand Line.
You talk about the Grand Line.
Grand Line. Yeah. So like, I mean, when it kind of correlated to that, because like, okay, like, oh, you went over the Grand Line, and like, okay, now like they're kind of noticing like, oh, who's that, you know, because the Grand Line, the once the new requirements of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time hit, it kind of filtered everybody that was either re-uploading other people's content or just doing sub for sub or just doing it in straightforward means. You know, they would do like they would cheat their way in basically. And it kind of when we hit that, like, it kind of like, okay, this is kind of a thing. And like, I mean, I made some money before the new requirements hit, and it's like, it was nice, you know, it was nice to be able to have that on top of, you know, all the income that you're already having, you know, with your main job, you know. So like it's nice, and like, and that's when it makes you dabble, like, can I do this full time? Maybe not, I don't know. That's when you start having those questions. But yeah, the number for me, it's kind of a driving point, but it's not like it breaks me, you know. It's just a journey. It's just a journey. Like it's not to say like, I gotta have it by this year, otherwise it doesn't make sense to do that. Like no. It's just more about the journey of attaining whatever number that you put in your head, or you vision board it, and learn, you know, learn the process of learning and you know, like, trying to grow in that sense. So I mean, yeah, like that's for me. Just I mean, the next big number. And I do huge jumps, like you know, your wife and your friend. I do huge jumps just so, not to say it is not attainable, but it's like, that's my destination, you know. I think like my next big number was like, you know, 10K subscribers. I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go for that, and then see however long, if that happens or maybe not. But like the end. Maybe the end for me, where I think an end game would be, was like trying to get that play button, of 100,000. You know, because whether you gain success by luck or all the hard work and networking and all the the conventions that you go to or something like that, through that, like it just establishes that you become one of the worst generation. Become one of them. Okay, yeah, they're a group that you just have to notice because they just went through a lot of BS and trauma and all that stuff, but yet they are still here. So like, I mean that's where my end game right now is getting the play button, which is at 100,000. I think that's like the bronze play button or something like that. But yeah, I mean that's a lofty goal, but I just threw it out there because I just want to go for it. So yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No. I was just saying silver. I think 100,000 silver.
Oh, 100,000 silver. Okay.
And 10 million is diamond.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. Whatever. Yeah, I think yes. You're right. I think silver was the 100,000, and like I'm just trying to go for that. I think bronze is like you achieve the status, is not so much like you get the play button. Yeah, I think you're right. It was silver. Yeah, I think silver is like the very first. Like you get a plaque, that you can hang on the wall, sort of thing.
I think right now we like opal.
Yeah. It's like some odd stone color, sure, emerald, whatever. Just...
I had looked at them before.
I did too.
I
Yeah.
can't remember. Like it was like on the creators page or something like that. I was like, what is this?
Like, do I get money? Like, what?
And then I was like, so that's what this is.
Yeah. So
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so that's what the journey is about. Is just achieving whatever goals that you guys have, and just go for it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself because you may fail, and it's likely you'll falter, and you fall, all this stuff. But that's the process of the journey, is just like learning and growing. Whether you want to do this for the number, the goal, or you just want to have a tight community that just like engages with your content and on a consistent basis. And Milios, you got that in spades, which is awesome. Because you don't have to do the promotion yourself; they're doing it for you, and that's amazing. But yeah, like as we finish up, like I think you mentioned like a little bit piece of advice. Well, like what kind of advice would you give creators out there that want to try to start making content? And yeah, what type of advice you would give them at this stage of your content creating career?
So, I think it's a lot.
Yeah.
So, first things first, I'll start out with. Be yourself. If you're playing pretend, let your audience, like, make it abundantly clear to your audience that you are playing the character.
Yeah.
Because if you're not playing the character, it's going to come back to bite you in the back. So, more importantly, be yourself.
Be legitimate, yeah.
Yeah. Be genuine. Be yourself. Don't try to lie because they'll figure out the lie. Mm-hmm. The second thing is, and this is important, not all bad comments are bad comments.
Okay.
You're gonna have to sometimes get outside of your own train of thought and try to look at some comments objectively.
Okay.
Some are actually constructive criticism. However, the way that they're going to word it may not seem like constructive criticism because it's the internet and some people are assholes.
Yeah.
But it can be constructive criticism if you pluck the correct words out outside of you trash.
You trash. You hot garbage.
Look at it. Yeah, exactly. Look at why they're saying you trash. And then see if there's some legitimacy to it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. The third thing that I would say is promotion is good, but building a community is better.
Okay.
Now, granted, you probably heard me say that I didn't build my community. My community built its community. That That's honestly what I mean. Because if you have a if you can figure out a way for you to be able to form a community, like say for example, it goes back to the first thing I said, which is basically be yourself. If you're being a character, let it be known.
Yeah.
If you're genuine about what you're doing, that passion is going to show. Unless you shit posting or something else, people tend to flock towards passion.
Yeah.
And like they attract to it like flies on shit. So if you can basically exert that passion out of yourself and basically present it to yourself and like not to yourself, but present it in an entertaining manner, you go. Eventually they will come because you built it.
Yeah.
So, and the last thing that I will probably lead out on is just have fun.
That has to be it. That has to be. You gotta have fun with this.
Just have fun. If you're not having fun, I would say don't do it.
Yeah. What did you do in?
Don't, because everything that I just mentioned, either you gotta be super lucky or it's going to take time.
Yeah.
So those are the main two. Those are the main four things that I would basically advise. Other than that,
Yeah.
keep doing you.
Yeah. There you go. That's it. Just be you. Do you, man. Yeah. So cool. Thank you, Milios. Thank you very much for just hanging out with me, talking shop. I was having thoughts like, oh, it better go through this time. My microphone better have recorded my end of this, so they have to do a take freaking 3 about this. But like, I'm sure I did this right this time. I'm sure it will go through. I'm sure there would be no problems. No, I'm not saying if this happened. I'm not gonna even say that it is if it happened.
Well, yeah. In the meeting.
Yeah. Hopefully, yes. I believe in you. Thank you. But yeah, Milios, thank you very much for just hanging out with us and just talking shop, talking about content and just your process and all that stuff. So thank you just for hanging out. And where can people find you? Like what the social medias? Where can they find you? Your channel? What's it about? Where can they find your stuff? And yeah.
All right, cool. On Twitter, I am xXMiliosXx. MILIOS, encapsulated into 2 S's on each side.
Okay.
X's.
Okay.
As an X-ray.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm pretty much on Twitter under that alias. I'm on YouTube under that alias. I'm on Facebook under that alias and Instagram under that alias. I'm also on Twitch under that alias as well. On Twitch, we stream every day.
Oh, okay.
We don't take no breaks.
No breaks.
Unless I'm on call.
Yeah.
We stream every day. And so, that for the most part. And whenever I'm on call, most of the time we're gaming. Like, we just finished Titanfall 2. We finished Fear 3. We played a little bit at the Ashen today with my buddy Puzzling. And after this, I'm playing some Dead Space before I go to bed.
Call it a night?
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome, man.
So, yeah.
Cool. And for your channel, like what, like, just so people know that what you do, like what do you do on your channel?
Oh. On my channel, currently right now, what you would see when you probably go into the front page, you'll notice a whole bunch of manga reactions. That is about to change. I've mentioned that on Twitter a bunch of times. My boy Bay here knows on Twitter how many times I've mentioned this for the past 3 months that, I'm about to do some gameplay.
Let's go.
I honestly mean it this time. Like I've been recording pretty much Minecraft, Titanfall, Fear 1 and 3.
Ooh, okay.
I've been recording Darksiders 2. That's going to be a backlog adventure.
Nice.
I've been recording Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order.
Nice.
Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, as well as Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, The Last of Us, Uncharted: Drake's Fortune. Finishing that up. I started that on the channel for my wife. We're actually going to finish that up.
Nice.
So gameplay is coming back. And then eventually I'm going to start doing more discussion pieces. I got discussion pieces coming out for pretty much Tower of God, solo leveling, Black Clover, which was the thing that I originally started doing discussion pieces on, as well as me essentially going over what I'm doing for the solo leveling fan game that I'm still working on.
Nice. Nice.
So, yeah, I got a few things that I'm going to be doing. Eventually, I will basically strangle this thing that we call time and get it under my arm and put in a nice little chokehold.
Headlock. And just noogie. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. My bad for making that long.
No, you're all good. You're all good, man. That's all good. Thank you for that. But yeah, you can find me at Marco Polo 177 on Twitter. That's my main Twitter. Personal opinions, stuff that's going on. I retweet everything. I retweet Milios' stuff whenever I can see it on the timeline. Yeah, just sharing some wacky stuff. And then Nerd in the Bay is Twitter as well. Nerd in the Bay everywhere. The channel, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, like you're gonna see a variety of nerdy type content. Right now, it's mainly gaming, but at some point, I would like to get back into talking about the comic stuff, comic discussion, talking about anime discussion as well. Like just going through the spectrum of like the stuff that I covered a bit in the past, and maybe some mobile gaming again, because that's where I was growing, and people may think that I've forgotten that since I got all my new toys and all that stuff. So yeah, that's where you can find me. Milios, thank you once again for hanging out with me and talking shop about content creating. Yeah, no, thank you. And we got to have you back another time and talk about collabing on some video ideas that we can be brewing it up, or maybe on discussion videos and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll do that off air. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. This is the Open Bar for Content Creators episode number 4. Next episode, not sure if it's going to be a solo episode again or we're going to have an interview. We'll see. But we'll see you guys next time for the next episode. So take care, guys. Have a good night and the rest of your starting week. So take care, guys. Peace.
Deuces.
Yes, sir.